Welcome to AirsoftReviewerHD. In this video, we're going to be reviewing the HK416 OEM by VFC. Okay, so the 416 is going to come with a standard high-capacity magazine that is full metal, and the gun itself. It's obviously going to come with an instruction manual as well. Now, this could be typical for high-end guns. It's not going to come with any battery or charger. It also does not come with the foregrip. So, the 416, start off with the magazine here, and this magazine is a very tight fit in the mag well itself. Now, starting off with the magazine already is unique. It doesn't have a winding wheel at the bottom, but it still holds 320 rounds. Now, unfortunately, you can't just get all the 320 rounds without winding it. You have to have a tool that comes with the gun, and you insert it into the side, and you wind it up when it needs to be winded up. It's kind of like the wheel at the bottom. Unfortunately, though, you have to actually pick up the tool and put it inside, so it's not already attached. I would never use it in a game, though, just for backyard shooting and stuff, because you can easily lose a tool, and plus, it's going to be hard to find in your gear as well. Okay, so the 416 is a fantastic gun. It's got a pretty high price tag, around $432, and I know some people are going to say, I'd never buy that, but I have to tell you, I've used this gun a lot now, and had a lot of games with it, and I love it. It's definitely worth the price tag on there, $432. Just the whole entire build of it, and the quality is just outperforms, many AEGs on the market, almost every one. Alright, so the gun itself is full metal except for the stock and the pistol grip. It's a pretty heavy gun as well. I mean, it's very heavy, which I do like because it feels much more realistic. Okay, so the stock is not your normal type of crane stock. It's very unique. Actually, the Gen 1, there's two versions of the 416, the Gen 1 and the Gen 2. This is being the Gen 2 and has this cool stock on here. Now, I would rather have this stock because, first of all, you just got to slide it and it opens up. But the Gen 1 just has a regular type of crane stock, which is kind of boring. And you could definitely tell, that this is a 416 from far away with this type of stock on here. All you got to do is twist it left, put the battery in, put it back on. At first, I was a little bit, concerned about, how to do it. But eventually, you just get the hang of it, and it's good to go. Also, you don't have this, like that really loose thing at the bottom like most M4 ones. This is actually built in with it, and all you got to do is push it, and it adjusts itself. Now, this gun does have a sling mount on the back here on the stock, but these are plastic. So if you are going to be mounting a one-point sling or sling anyways, definitely get a one-point sling mount, which you could make with paracord, which I'm going to do because a lot of the one-point sling mounts actually don't fit on the buffer tube. As one I've tried, it doesn't fit. But I'm just going to make a paracord one, much cheaper, much easier, and more efficient. Okay, so the 416 pistol grip is much bigger than any standard pistol grip out there, which I like. It also has some really good grip on the back and sides of it, which is much better if you're having gloves on or, it's cold, your hands are freezing, and to get a better grip on there. I think it's much more efficient, kind of more ergonomic. It just flows right into the body there without any bumps or anything like that, which is going to be awesome because it doesn't get annoying with your hand. Now, another feature I really like about this gun is the bolt catch on here. It also has the HK trademark right there on the bolt as well. The hop-up system is kind of like a SCAR one. It looks similar to it. The wheel is kind of tilted up vertically instead of horizontally or something like that where you twist like this, kind of like an M4 one. This one's a little different. The hop-up on this is relatively good. I'm going to be, it gets some pretty good range, but I'm going to be upgrading the hop-up bucking on it eventually. So let's see if we get some better range out of that. But haven't done it yet. Everything's stock on it. And you obviously have your bolt release on the left side there, and it backs it forward. Okay, so the body of the HK416 has the HK trademark, which is relatively big right there. And then has the HK416 CQB 5.56 by 45, which is the real cartridge that it shoots, the real bullet. And then on the right side you have a big lot of words writing here of all the warnings and stuff, which, you know, kind of does get a little bit, you know, crazy how all right here, but I guess they just want to warn you. And then you have your caliber 6mm BB, which I could see because this is a very good replica of a real gun. You know, you lose this part here, I mean, it's literally looking like a real gun, obviously, except for this part. So I could see why they have that there. And then you have your warning, read operator's manual before use on the front there of the magwell. Now the magwell on this gun is very tight, like I showed you earlier. This magazine fits very good inside there, but almost to the point where it's kind of annoying. Now one problem I did have with this gun is the feeding on it. I was using the Magbrad mid caps, and it probably was the magazines, but this gun is going to be pretty picky with the magazines, considering it is pretty high end, and you can't just use any, you know, low end magazine out there. So make sure you use some high quality ones. I found the E-mags from Magpul work probably the best, so I'm going to be picking a lot of those up. Now the rails on this thing are superb. They are great. I mean, just the overall design, they are very sharp, they are crisp, they are clean. I mean, there's no wobble on it from the body to the rail at all. And partially the reason for that is that they have like an indent on the rail system and then on the body rail system, and they go together. So it's a cool design there as well. Now, back to the rails. I have a foregrip on there, one, for accuracy, and two, so I don't cut my hands on these rails because they are sharp. And when it is cold out, they get sharper somehow. So I'd recommend getting some rail covers definitely, or at least wearing some gloves, because these, they do hurt. I actually cut myself on one before, so they are very sharp. Obviously not razor sharp, but definitely a caution to look for. Okay, so the rails, one thing about the rails is that the numbers on here kind of fade down. I don't really know why, but they're like really white here and then dark right there. Kind of weird. I don't like it though because it doesn't really match. So it's a little, I wish the body had that too, because for some reason they just did that, and it kind of is weird. So the sights on the gun here are some very expensive sights. I actually saw these separately cost about $90, which is kind of crazy. For these to be $90 just for this. I mean, that's like that's a gun there, a cheap one, but it's still a gun. Anyways, it has your adjustment knob, so you could change, you know, what type of sight you want, and you obviously have your windage and elevation Phillips head screws right there, so good for adjusting the thing there. These are also removable, obviously. So that's good if you want to go a, you know, EOTech and a magnifier, whatever you want to really go with, it's gonna work. Because I hate when sights are stuck on the gun. It's just not a good thing. So I'm glad they have them, and they also do look very cool in a way, sort of like the MP5 style sights. You move up on the gun, you have your flash hider that's orange because this is the US, and this is a birdcage style flash hider, and then you have which is obviously full metal and very hard to take off. And you have your sling mounts on the right and left of the gun, which I find pretty cool. So if you are a lefty, you could obviously, you know, have it on the left side of the gun as well. Okay, so sorry for that. I'm not a lefty shooter, so it kind of looked a little weird there. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna head over to the range and see how this gun shoots. The one thing I have to say about this gun is that the range on it does, you know, not do the best. I'm going to be bumping up putting into a Type 4 barrel in here, a new hop-up bucking or hop-up rubber, and using some .28s by Elite Force, and that's going to definitely make this gun great. So anyways, let's head over to the range. I'm actually going to be shooting an 80-foot range. I changed it up because of space and just preferencing. So let's head over to the 80 feet range and see how the gun shoots, and see if it, you know, the externals shoot as good as the internals. Okay, so we just came back from the 80 feet shooting test with the HK416. We're using a 9.6 battery with .2 Elite Force BBs. Now, before we even take a look at the target, I'd like to say that I definitely recommend using .25s or higher in this gun. You'll get a much better accuracy, but I didn't have those, and these are the ones I had, .2s. So if you're looking for a much better accuracy, use .28s, which I'm going to start using. Okay, so here's the accuracy test shooting target, and it's just mainly a wide spread. Almost every BB hit the target once I adjusted the hop-up unit. So you have a nice little grouping right here, and then a nice grouping right here and here. All the other ones are mainly spread out here, but they all are pretty close. Remember, this is going to be, a human-sized target. You got to remember that, and once you think of that, you're like, that's pretty good. But obviously, .28s are going to increase the accuracy much more, and I'm going to be changing out the inner barrel and the hop-up bucking or hop-up rubber eventually soon, so you should see some better results with that. But otherwise, stock, the gun is very accurate, and as you can tell, it's very fast rate of fire. That was a 9.6. I was having some problems with one of the motor, I think contacts were coming off, so I just had to push it back on there. But once I got it fixed, it was great, and it was just awesome. The rate of fire, really, it's awesome. I love it. I mean, it's just much better than stock rate of fires would be on most guns out there. Once I fix that motor contact, everything will be good. Okay, so if you're wondering why I wasn't using the HK mag, that was because I actually lost the key. So that would be why I wasn't using that. But otherwise, this gun here, if you have the money, buy this gun. It is a great gun to have. Overall, I can't say much more better things about it. I'm going to be turning it into more of a Navy SEAL type gun, Marine type gun, U.S. military style gun. I'm going to be adding some sights, some lasers, flashlights, maybe a paint job later on once I know how to do it a little better. But otherwise, I mean, it's going to be awesome, and I just love this gun. It's going to be here. Don't worry, I love it. And I'll be upgrading it eventually internally and externally, and I'll let you know. Otherwise, this gun is great. I think I've said that enough in this review. But make sure you guys subscribe above, or actually down below, because YouTube is changing this around. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment down below if you like the review or anything else you want to leave a comment about, questions. Like the video, share, favorite, and remember, this is the HK416 OEM by VFC.